Okay, what's going on, guys? SmartHelping.com, live financial modeling stream here. Cough is almost gone. That's great. Feeling better. We're going to have a good week this week, streaming hopefully all 5 days. I am, as you know, integrating the three statement models in all of the SaaS and industry specific startup models. There's about 50 of them. This is going to take a while. I'll be doing it all on stream. Before I get started, uh, subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you want to support the live stream, become a member. $5 a month, and that helps support me keep the stream going. If nobody remembers, I've got three. I'll still be doing it because obviously the value of making these models is great. But I do appreciate it if you do want to do that. And then last but not least, check out smarthelping.com for your financial modeling needs. I've got models in a bunch of industries. We've got HR templates, accounting templates, for tracking like inventory, accounts payable, receivable, real estate models, joint venture models, SaaS models. Got a lot of bulk discounts as well by category and volume if you want like five. And I've got everything labeled as mid-level, intermediate, upper tier, ultra, and you can get those on discount by volume or by category. I've got everything in categories. You can check that out here. Today, okay, so so let's get into it. Today we're going to start with so I'm going by most sales of a template. That's how I'm determining the priority for who gets the three statement model first. So the first one is 5-year SaaS. It's actually if you look at the log here, it's the third template I ever built back in 2016 when I first started doing this. I did a scheduling one, amortization, and then this was the third one, and it turned out to be the most popular one I've ever done. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it. So the way I designed it, it was a very simple structure, and I think I made it a little bit too simple. So I got feedback on it. There's been, this is version 1.6. There's been a lot of updates to it to get it to where it is now, but in general, it hasn't really had a facelift, and I've had a lot of financial modeling conventions that I've changed in how I build them and how they're used, and also some wrapping around, like wrapping the three statement model. Contribution distribution schedule's not in here. Cap table. It's a good model for just trying to show a SaaS startup with users and their growth and churn, and it also has logic for one-time fees on sign up, and then some really general assumptions for costs. And it gives you a 5 and 10-year P&L and cash flow. But it needs a facelift. So we're going to do the update. It's going to take, I have no idea how long, a couple streams probably. Um, so here it is. And let's just look at it real quick. So let me zoom out here. So you've got 4 subscription levels. It's all monthly pricing, month to month, or a monthly contract where they pay monthly would work. You can define the starting sub count, the start year or the start month of revenue, and the percentage of monthly subscriber growth in year 1 through 5 for all of them. The average churn. I've done some more advanced churn logic, but this is kind of just a general, like you can define the average monthly churn in each year. You can't really do this if you have an enterprise model with recurring or with contracts that have different terms, like different lengths. I've got other templates that have gone into that, like the enterprise SaaS model here. This does more with different, basically allows for more customer configuration for terms, and it's got more advanced churn logic. Um, but that has its own purpose. Um, this is supposed to be a general, quick, easily understood model. Go in here, plug in your information based on whatever you think you can do, and it spits out some financials. We've also got so you define churn, monthly revenue per account in each year, and then one-time revenue on sign up. if applicable, or you could zero that out. So that's the whole revenue configuration, and this is a much different format than I do now. I mean, I think this format is fine. I'm going to update how editable cells look. That's going to be the first thing we're going to do. I'm also going to start adding some stuff uh, for, like, there's no control tab here. It's just user assumptions, cost assumptions. I'm just going to keep this the same because it's kind of the essence of the models is simplicity. And this is fine. Like, it's not, it's just simple. You can define annual or let's see, how do we do this? I think this is, so this is the monthly total cost of each cost category in each year. So you've got sales people, executive salaries, customer service, marketing, R&D, and general administrative. So obviously this is very simple. Like in my other SaaS templates I've done, which there are over, I think, I don't know, 8 or 10 for different things in different styles. There's a cost schedule where you have, maybe 20 R&D slots, 20 sales and marketing, 20 general administrative. You've got all different logic there for, you could put in each individual. So this is kind of like you have to just estimate your total cost, monthly cost of each of these and put it in here. It was originally, and cost of goods sold is just defined as a percentage. Originally, this template had percentages for all of these costs, where you would just put in the percentage of revenue that you think these costs will equal, and it'll just spit out the numbers. I got a lot of feedback. Essentially, the first, like, I don't know, out of the first 20 or 25 people that purchased it, they all said that they wanted hard-coded values for this instead of percentages, so that's why it changed. I'm not updating any of this logic though. I guess, I mean, it's apparently, 158 people bought it, and I haven't had that many, since I changed this convention here to this, or this formatting for costs. I literally have had no negative feedback. So, I mean, we'll just I'm just gonna let this be like it is. Only thing I'm gonna update again here would be I'm gonna make all editable cells light yellow with blue text. So that'll be an update for that. And then this just has like an executive summary. This was added later in the LTV to CAC ratio, average lifetime value per customer. These were added like within the last 8 months. Executive summary, which is kind of like an income statement, and then you got your cash flow down here. But I'm going to build formal financial statements. So this will stay, but there's going to be additional statements that are, again, just more formal and formatted and labeled. Annual P&L detail. This is just showing the subs for each tier. Revenue, gross margins. We'll reference this for a lot of the income statement data or tab that we make. Then we got exit multiple, discount rate, discounted cash flow analysis, and some KPIs here. Monthly does the same as the annual. Then we did a valuation here. I think it took the run rate. Yeah, just the total revenue and then a multiple, and you get some value here. This is just an ancillary report. It doesn't tie to anything else. The actual exit value is based on, let's see, what logic do we do for that? G101. Right here. And it actually is assumed to be in the last year. And just taking the annual revenue times this multiple to get this number. So as far as updating, if this, I'll probably make this, well, I don't know if we need to make this less than 5 years. I mean, 5 years is pretty standard for a financial model. Like, and what I mean by that is, do we need to put logic so that this exit can happen at different times, or do we just have it automatically assume it's in the 5th year? I think for most use cases, it's going to be that. If you had, like, if you only wanted to do a 3-year forecast, which you wouldn't, you'd either be doing a 3 or a 5. Um, you could could just delete year 4 and 5 and then do the calculation here, which would just be in total annual revenue times this multiple. And I believe, let's see, let me see how this, and then you'd have to reference it, add it in here to the net after tax cash flow. So let's get started with, what do we want to do first? Oh, actually, let's do a sound check. Let me make sure everyone can hear me. Make sure the screen looks good. Test. Test. Okay, that's working. How far over can you guys see? Column J. Okay, that's fine. And down to row 22. All right. Good. So first, let's, oh shoot. Shoot. I forgot to update the YouTube um the stream title and all that stuff. Let me see if I can do that while I'm in here real quick. Try to sign in. Can't believe I forgot to do this. So if I, hopefully this is fine. Okay, so it looks like the stream has started. Let me edit the title and stuff real quick. So this is general SaaS startup model. That's fine. This is not relevant. Okay. We'll just put SaaS startup model. Well, I guess that's fine. Let me check and see if that updated the title and stuff. Oh, nice. I already updated. All right, let's up. So first things first, we're gonna update all editable cells. They need to be in. We're gonna go with light yellow and the dark blue text. That's the key is consistency with like conventions like this. So I try to do all of my templates. The only cells that you should be editing or changing are the ones in light yellow with blue text. And actually, I can go. Let's see. I don't know if it's easier. I'm just gonna have these all be the same. Just paste this in here. Now, when people go and use these financial models that I'm building, you'll go in and zero everything out and start like with your own assumptions. You're not going to use my assumptions because they're just arbitrary. All right, so and then we're gonna have to do a control tab. let's just put that out there for now. And I'll try to fit. Also, I want the assumptions tabs to be light yellow. We can leave these red and green for like cost and revenue. That's completely fine. Let's update these to more of a dark color. So the control tab, we can just pull. Let me just get. Let's just look at the franchisor model because that's the most recent one I did. And by the way, the franchisor licensing model is completely finished and uploaded to the site. You can buy it for $45. This was the first template. Well, I had just finished this base template, and so I just figured I'd do the 3-statement modeling in this one first. So that was what I've been doing the last 9 streams. So that's done. Yeah, let's put this in here. So basically what I'm doing is overlaying all of the more advanced and cleaner wrap of the model, like what is around the assumptions and stuff. We're going to try and have that flow into what's going on here. So we're not taking anything away. We're just adding more advanced logic and more just making the template better. This could be SaaS Co. LLC. Start year. So one of the first things we want to update is the timing. This needs to be based on the start year. So date, year, we just have here, 2021. And then, let's see, can this just be one? I can't remember how I did it before. Oh yeah, that worked. Okay. This is not editable. So honestly, this doesn't even need to be here. I don't know why it's even here. This can just flow right to here. And then, and I have had people's, this has been kind of a confusing thing. So let's clear this out. So now you can just define the start year, and then that will flow into here and start the model at the first month of that year. I don't know why I made the month so dark. Might be my TV, but that can be black. Oh, this is, what do we do? The year, I hard coded the year, so that's fine. We don't have month numbers, so let's put that in. Month number, year number. We're going to update the name of this actually. We'll call it V3.0. Again, light yellow and blue text for editable things. Oh man, what was I doing there with that formatting? Alright. That's fine for now. Alright, so we got this nice template. You can define user assumptions. 33, we'll do 30. Yeah, that's fine. Try and tighten this up a little bit. Let's see, anything else? So now this drives the timing, which is good. We've got an exit month here. I don't think so in this model. I don't think we're going to do an exit. We're just assuming exit happens in the final month of the final year. And if you don't want to have that flow into the financials, you can always zero out the multiple, which is this. And then there's just no exit value. Now we might have to change how this logic works when, yeah, like this income tax stuff, all that's going to be automated in the three statement model. So we might have to change some of this logic around exit terminal value when we do integrate, which is fine. I'll have to see what the best way is once we get there. All right, I think we've updated all the, oh, I don't like this yellow background. Let's get rid of that, or make it like just a light gray. That's fine. Get rid of grid lines on everything. Okay, good. Exit mall. So this is all got to be updated. Debt proceeds. I guess we could just reference that here. So we'll make this a non-editable cell. All right. Well, so this is kind of good for just some general updates. This is input. I don't know if we're going to keep this logic here. What's going on with the starting bank balance? I actually don't like that at all because we're going to do a balance sheet. It's just, yeah, I don't like this. I haven't done this in any other template. So this is just going to be, because that implies there's already some equity or something in the business. So and we're starting from nothing. So this really shouldn't even be here. Let's get rid of that. Financing. I don't know why that's blue. This should just be black. It's a reference. And let's make sure. So this, okay. So there's some logic going on there. That's fine. This row is not to be blue. It should be black. Not to be bolded either. Debt service. We'll have to separate out principal and interest, but that's okay. We'll do that coming up here. And taxes are just hard coded, but we're going to update that as well. And then the rest of this is fine. Okay. So this was like trying to do like an income statement, cash flow, like to get a P&L, like what the business is making and what the cash flow looks like, but it's not super nice and formalized. So that's what we're going to do with the three statement model. Just bolding the EBITDA. This should be bold. I also don't really like the light blue. These should just be like darker gray on these, but I mean, it's not a huge issue. Just to look more professional. Like, see this blue? I don't like the blue here. Let's just do gray. Oh shoot, these got to be all updated. No need to bold. So this is supposed to be real quick. Like when you go and do this, um, like define these assumptions. You're saying, all right, what's my monthly executive salaries for year one? What's my monthly executive salaries for year two? And so on. And so it's going to be rough estimates. I mean, you get still make the forecast fairly accurate by making sure those numbers are represent what you think you're going to do, but there's no advanced logic behind it. I've done a lot of other SaaS models that do have logic behind it, and you can check out those on smarthelmy.com, the SaaS tab at the top. And taxes, yeah, we'll deal with that later. Alrighty, and I don't know why all these are bold. These don't need to be bold at all. Now, if you hold down Control, you can highlight everything all at one time if it makes sense. And we can unbold this all at once. Okay. Well, let's bring in. What do we? I guess we'll do. Oh, so this actually doesn't solve for minimum equity needed. This number right here. And so that's what we're going to add. That's one major thing we're adding is the equity required, and that's going to flow to the cap table. So the main way to calculate that is minimum cash position, because that's saying basically, however, after all your startup costs, you've. Oh, this doesn't have startup costs either. Okay, that's definitely going to be a good add. So I guess that's probably the most important. Let me pull back the franchisor licensing model again, because we have to add startup costs, and we're going to flow that just to month one. Usually it's period zero, but this model, the SaaS one, starts at period zero or month one, so it's fine. It's not a huge deal. Startup costs. Yeah, we need a startup cost tab because that's going. I forgot. I wanted to add that a while ago. I forgot about it. Startup costs. Otherwise, you just have to kind of fit them into your cost assumptions in here somehow, but it'd not really be a good fit. And you know what? Let's just make. I'm going back to my base style. All these assumption tabs are just going to be light yellow. It's more, better. I feel like it's more professional. All right. Copy. Where is that at? B2. It's crazy. Like the start. So when I started building templates in 2016, like this, there's just so much that you learn and get used to doing after doing it, weekly for 5 years. Or this will be the 6th year now. And so it feels good to update this. I feel really good about it. Good stuff here. Let's see. So these startup costs, this is not CapEx. CapEx is going to be different tab with different logic and depreciation, which we are going to add, like buildings, equipment, all that kind of thing. This is just like one-time costs that are, uh, let's say you wanted to launch with a website and all this other stuff. Um, you had some R&D that started, that's been going on. Servers, if it was rent, otherwise it'd be in the CapEx. Let's actually take that out of the startup costs. We'll put maybe a marketing campaign. Just one-time costs, a reserve, one-time costs that you are spending that can't be accounted for anywhere else in the model. And these are all um, potentially there's all kinds of rules, and it all always changes with taxes. But we're just going to put these all as a pre-tax item or a taxable expense, and we'll just bring the total into, let's see, where's the best place? Probably actually to make it its own line, because you might want to separate it out if you're trying to apply a different tax rate to it. I know, or sometimes like only a portion of the startup costs are tax deductible. So, and we'll have to have that. I don't know if I want it to hit EBITDA, do I? Hmm. No, I don't believe. I want EBITDA just to be focused on general operations. So let's actually go back to here, undo. Oh, okay, undo that. Hey, look, what did I do in the franchisor model? I put startup costs after EBITDA here. Okay, good. And then what did I think I added it in the income statement though as an item because it is taxable. Yeah, we put it up here, so that's fine. Um, okay. We're gonna do these. Where do I want to put this? We'll go right here. Startup costs. And that will always be in month one of the model, and it's just going to equal this total. And that will be a negative cash value, so we'll have to subtract it out. So you got our operations, you got financing, debt service, and then this. Okay. I'll stick it in the annual as well. And this is actually going to be starting cash position, not balance. And that's another thing. Once we get into the financial statements, the cash position will include equity contributed. But for this purpose, we don't know unless we figure out what the cash flow looks like without equity. We won't know what the minimum equity is. So that's why this is not adding that in yet. You could add it down here if you want to do a second supplemental summary, but it's going to be in the balance sheet, so it's not really necessary to put it here. Net cash in. Oh, net after-tax cash flow. So what's this one doing? So net cash in is just doing EBITDA, financing, debt service, and then net cash flow is doing EBITDA, financing, debt service, and taxes, I believe, 95. Yeah, so this is doing everything before taxes, taxes, and then everything after taxes. again, ending bank balance. I don't like that term. I'm gonna put ending cash position. Now we can solve for this number, and then we can go into the cap table. And this is just equals negative min of, and you go the monthly, that's more accurate. The min monthly cash position right here. And in this case, since all startup costs happen up front, and then you're running operational profit based on these assumptions, it's just probably going to be that first, the cash flow for that first period. Which is, oh wait, no, there's a little bit of burn here. So 614, looks like it's the second period. Yeah, 614. Now let's see. Okay, so if you don't finance, that goes up. So I'm just making sure all this is connected. Good. Awesome. And okay. Delete this. Now so the other question is, on exit, is this assuming repayment of debt, which it should be? Let's see, do we have any logic in here? Let me go to the monthly first. Since we're assuming that does happen at the end, any debt that exists should be paid back. No, it doesn't look like it. So what we need to do, for more accuracy, this exit value, put a note here, exit value less debt repayment, if any. Simply take this minus and the remaining balance, which we can just assume that's going to be our starting balance, bracket it, minus the sum of total principal repayments, which are, see, okay, so we did not separate this out. It's going to be minus this. Since this is assumed to be the last month, we can just go, well, no, because this potentially could start differently. All right, we're going to have to separate it out. Go to the monthly, debt service, this will be total. And again, let's make this a black text with just underline. Principal payments, interest payments. So our principal, we just simply sum up the principal that's coming through from here. If our date matches the date. I believe column C is the interest. Man, my heater in the house here is horrible. It goes on and then it'll like kick on forever and it's like doesn't sense the right temperature. It's really annoying. Like I'm getting really warm right now and I don't want to have to get up. All right, so this all should be the same number. It's just we can now tell the difference between principal and interest. Yeah, perfect. Now, financing, let's drag this down. So we did, what did I do? Make this bottom border or top. Yeah, okay. And here we just do insert, insert. And it's really important to do this formatting before we get into the other stuff because updating this is, if we had to do it after, then there's other references that have to be updated and it just becomes longer. So we want to get all this right before we get into the other more advanced stuff. This all should still be fine because yeah, okay. So the exit value, we need to make this equal to, well, hold on. Well, we'll bracket it up. So total run rate times multiple minus any debt remaining, which would be this, minus the sum of, and we'll get into the income statement, the repayment and all that stuff will be detailed out for when it happens, and it'll be just considered a principal repayment, not like a separate debt repayment item. Minus sum of principal payments. And that's all we got to do. So 858. And I think before, okay, 945, 88. So it's saying the balance at the end of the 5th year should be 75,000, I think. No, 187,000. So let's just break it down so we can make sure and see it is accurate. This times our run rate. And then oh my goodness, it's getting so warm in here. 858. Okay, good. Oh yeah, I forgot 100,000. I think I went from 950 instead of 850. I'm gonna try to just do the math right there. Okay, so we have debt repayment included in the logic now. That's great. And then that flows to the monthly. Last month of that. Okay. Now, if, let's think about this. Let's say you didn't do an exit this was 0, then we're not doing anything. So if B104 equals 0, then 0, because you don't want any debt repayment when you're not having to exit. Okay, the other thing is, let's update the coloring. I want all of these to be just gray, not blue. I don't not like this blue. I can't scroll down with that. Make it, yeah, that pops nice. Much better. And this red, man, what was I thinking here? This can all be black text. Huh? Why isn't it updating it? What? Black. Oh, duh. Okay, that's fine. So it's doing the formatting where if it's a negative value, it automatically turns red. That's fine for that. I just didn't want these churn numbers to be red because it's kind of odd. Okay, this looks good. Get these. We can bold total expenses. All right, looking better already. Do the same thing on the monthly. A lot of white space over here. Actually, can I just, oh no, I gotta highlight the actual space, not the whole entire row. I used to do a lot more colors with these templates, but I've come to realize just grays and blacks are the best for something that works for everybody. And it looks just nice and clean. We'll also remove that red off of here too. Total revenue should be bold. And total expenses should be bold. Also, gross profit. Make sure I did that on the annual. Gross profit. Where are you? Here. gross margin dollars. That's confusing. Let me just put gross profit there. I don't know why I put years here. That can just stay for now. Gross profit, I changed it on this monthly already. Alrighty. So far, so good. Monthly, annual, executive summary already looks fine. This is fine. Visuals are fine. We got the startup costs integrated. Okay, so this minimum is working. All right, we are ready for our first real schedule integration. And this is going to be a cap table. And then this information will drive a lot of stuff, like the percentage, the investor proceeds will then be based on that. Also and actually, to make it quicker, I'll keep these references because they're going to be the same on this workbook. Yeah, that's fine, and that's fine. Okay. All right, let's pull over. So we did this cap table structure on a live stream a bit ago. It was the first thing I did on the upgrade section of this template. This will have everything we need for a cap table. We've got insiders, outside investors, all their contributions, the amount of equity they get. You got total shares up here you can enter. We got 3 class types, common, A, and B. Let's see, this is in B2. The idea of it is just to look nice, clean, professional, clear, easy to understand what's going on. And if you're raising money, investors are going to want to see this. Let me see, how did I lock this? I just did it right in C10. Put this over here. I'm debating on, do we want to put, this is fine, cap table, capitalization. Awesome. Okay, so this number now comes right from here, this 600,000. This is arbitrary. You'll put in your own numbers for the percentages of it could be all common or whatever. You could put in these that fits your situation. You've got 20 slots here for outside investors or raises. You've got 20 slots for like founders, operators, etc. This is a catch-all. So if you raise money here and here, if there's any left against the minimum equity needed, it will flow here. Obviously, negative value means you've raised more than you need. And if you think you need more than your minimum equity position says, you can always increase your startup cost reserve by, let's say, $1 million. And then you see this will go up. That's now 1,563,000. Overflow goes to here. These percentages are fine. They're just arbitrary. As long as all the logic works, it'll update when you update the light yellow. This will need update. Let me just yellow this so I remember. Once we do our other distribution schedules, this will have to be updated. Okay, I might have to go turn this heat off and go to the bathroom in a second here. Hold on. Let me just make sure this is working right and there's no reference errors. Oh, that looks fine. Okay, so then we go back to the control, and now investor proceeds equals, and I can keep this reference here. Just delete the workbook. There's that. And 70, so 71,493. Right, right. Now, let's say you didn't want to raise any debt. Now your equity requirement is going to go up. You can see on the cap table this goes up, and your catch-all is now rising because we have not changed any of these numbers. And that's it. Pretty simple. Cap table integration all ready to go. This will flow. The only thing that this will flow, we'll have to do logic here, but we can't do that yet until we have the schedule, the distribution schedule done. But yeah, pretty straightforward. I love the whenever I try to build whenever I have a tab with advanced logic like this, I try to make it as self-sustained as possible so it's not that hard to update. Like I just copied that from the other model, pasted it in here, and just updated a couple references, and it's fully integrated and ready. All right, I'm going to put a note here. We're back, bathroom, and whatever. Just put bathroom. All right, take it easy. I'll be right back. All right. Well, now that it's 1,000,000 degrees in here, let's let's continue on. Got the heat off though, finally. 14. Let's go on with this row height. What the heck? I don't know what happened to the text of row 34. Somehow. Okay, whatever. It's not relevant. So we got all this updated. We're gonna do the statements. We got cap table. Now let's do. So we got to do monthly and annual income statement. monthly and annual balance sheet, and then monthly and annual cash flow statement. I'm thinking usually I put those at the end. Well, yeah, and all the templates I've ever done, they always go at the end. But maybe we put them at the beginning. No, honestly, let's put them after the cap table. So you go through, enter your global assumptions on the control, you enter your user and cost assumptions, startup cost cap table, and then you see that. And then if you want more detail, you get some more stuff in the 5-year monthly and annual details. Now this should be a bit easier than a franchisor model because we don't have to extend the time frame from 5 to 10 years. So that's good. I'm going to work from the base 3-statement model template. Let's pull that up. So this is just a base 3-statement model. I sell this on the site as well for $45. I used it for the franchisor model or 3-statement model integration and it worked fine. We don't need this logic. We do need, so to make the labels easier, I'm copying and pasting in the exact tab names, and then when I go and update the references, I'll just have to remove the workbook name, which I should be able to do now. And I wish I would have remembered this on the franchisor model, but I should be able to do a global find and replace that looks at the workbook and removes those brackets. The only issue is going to be on references to tabs that are not spaced, like to the valuation one. But I can also update the, so before I do that, I can update the valuation in naming to say terminal value instead. And then I think all the rest of the references have tab names that are spaces with spaces, so then that should work. I'll show you that in a second, but that should make it a lot faster compared to last time. All right, so income statement monthly, income statement annual. Huh? Where did I just paste that in? I didn't do it here. We don't actually need this anymore. Where did I just paste income statement monthly? I swear I put it into here. Am I losing my mind? Where did I just put that? Income statement monthly annual. I don't know. I'm confused. Okay. Balance sheet monthly. An annual, and then cash flow statement. Shoot, what the heck? The income statement monthly, income statement annual, cash flow statement. Where's the balance sheet? Wait, what is going on here? Where's the balance? I swear. Am I losing my mind? Okay, balance sheet monthly. Right there. Balance sheet annual. And then we did cash flow statement annual already. Let's do cash flow statement monthly. And then these will all be a gray. I always do these in gray. Also, what else do we want to bring over from here? The schedules. Task schedule we already have. CapEx. Yep, we're gonna have to bring this over. And this is another name we have to change. I'm gonna put a space in it for the purpose of this. Actually, no. I'm working on perfecting the process of integrating the through statement model, and I'm really trying to think about how I'm going to do the find and replaces so it's faster than last time. And a lot of it has to do with the naming of the tabs. Honestly, what would help is, okay, so actually what would help is if there was space inherently in here. Oh, don't care about the news. So cap space X. Yeah, that we just need to eliminate the no space, because when I remove the workbook, it's going to keep the workbook reference. It's still going to keep the parentheses, and then it'll be all messed up with the references. But if there's a space, then those parentheses or the apostrophes are still needed, and then it doesn't have an error. So CapEx, the main one is that. Investors, we don't need that tab. I've already got a cap table. We'll go, instead of valuation, we're going to do terminal value. Inventory, we don't need. In the SaaS model, it's not relevant. So terminal value and CapEx, and then I think we're good to go. Then we're going to really see how this works. I mean, if I can go in here and just paste in all the three statement model and then update all the references automatically without having to manually go through and update all the workbooks, that's going to take off a lot of time. All right, this CapEx and terminal value needs to go over. I just got to make sure all my references are the same position as the base template I'm bringing in here. All right, well, let's try it. So first, income statement monthly. We're gonna bring all this in here. So one thing I will have to update even after this is going to be references to the control tab, because it's just structured differently, but that's not a huge deal. So here's that. Man, it feels really good like updating this old model with all this new stuff. It feels like really cool. I like doing this. Uh, what did I, oh my goodness, I put the oh, okay, didn't mean to do that. I put gotta watch here. I'm putting stuff in the wrong tab, so this needs to be in the income statement monthly tab. This, clear all this out. All right, let's go to the balance sheet. Man, I'm thinking this is even more straightforward than the franchisor licensing, so I feel like I have a chance to finish this. maybe by tomorrow, if not Wednesday, and then I could do. I mean, if I could get 2 integrations done a week, that would be awesome. I'd really be hitting my stride there. Cash flow statement. Okay, I'm really excited to this find and replace to see if it works good. I'm about to do it here almost. We just got to do, let's see, terminal value. I'm going to update this labeling a little bit. Just kind of, there's too much white space over here and see. And let's do it on here, so in the future we don't have to update that every time. Alrighty, here we go. So I'm hoping, so see all these references to like bracket, three statement model, monthly and annual v2.xlsx. This, oh dang it, the control tab's a one word one too. Oh no. Hmm. Shoot, I don't want to repaste all of this. I guess so on the next integration, we'll make the control tab be 2 words. For now, that won't work. All right, let's just see what happens. I don't know if it's going to stop me from doing it because of the error, but we'll see. So find this reference and make it blank in the whole workbook. Yeah, see, let's see if we cancel that. Is that okay? No, it canceled the whole thing. All right. What I will have to do, let's just update it here first. So we're going to update control. The word control, I'm hoping is just used as a reference to the control tab. We're going to update that to say control 1. And then we need to update this to say that as well. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. What? Now where's the error? Oh man. Okay. Okay, hold on. We're going back. let's just do it right from the very beginning. So this has to be control. What's a nice name to call this? Has a space. Like, I don't want to. I could say global control, but I feel like that's too long. I need something shorter. Uh, what can we call this besides control? You know what? Screw it. Global control. That's what we're going to call this from now on. So let me try an easier way to update this. If I do this like here, and then minimize this like this. Because this is actually very valuable to know if you're doing any kind of work where you have to integrate different templates together. And let's make sure before we do anything else, there's no tabs that are a single name that have to be referenced. Nope, that should be good to go. Although, okay, no, we actually, all of this has to have a space. I'm just going to do inventory 1 because it'll come over. Yeah, it has to. So and I can't remember if there's a reference to this or not, but I'm just putting 1 next to all these. This will actually make this a very um, easier to do the transfers if you're using this anyway. Okay, now I think all tabs, yep. All right, all tabs are multiple words. That's good. So now in theory, we should be able to do a find and replace on the whole thing. And as long as all these tab names match, shoot. I'm gonna have to actually, so debt schedule, I'm gonna have to actually match every tab name there, even if I'm not using it. So debt schedule. Whoop. I know this is hard, but this is um, important for doing this integration, which is going to take a lot of time. So if I can get a good format down now and make it fast, it's going to save a lot of time in the future. Put this debt schedule over here. All I have to do is make sure in every reference in the base 3-statement template to a tab, that tab has to exist with the same name on here on the workbook we're integrating. Now we can delete it afterwards and that's fine. But to do the full find and replace, we have to match everything or have a match for every formula. So like investors, let's do a couple. Investors 1, and they'll just be blank and I'll delete them when I'm done, but inventory 1. I don't know if validation is referenced, but just in case, validation 1. All right, now I believe we've matched every tab. And then this is called global control. What? Let's fix this error before we go any further. I don't even know what it's from. Why is there an error on the front page? Cap table. Okay, so yeah, I tried to update this. So this was the only reference at the time. Global control. There we go. Now let's try this again. This is the income statement. Paste that in here. Man, this will be so good if this ends up working nicely. Income statement annual. Balance sheet. I mean, if I could just literally copy and paste each tab and then do a find and replace on what I probably shouldn't be talking while I'm trying to figure this out. And do a find and replace on all the workbook references, then it actually updates everything and I don't have to manually go in and update. Oh, that'll save so much time. So I'm really excited for this to work. All right, now cross our fingers here. We're going to replace this reference, 371, da, da, da. Copy. I'm going to replace that with nothing. Please work. No! No. All right. Well, what reference is wrong now? Let's see if it's on this sheet. Yep. So there's actually an error on this sheet. Wait, why did this change to global control 1? Hold on. Let's go back to the cash flow statement annual here. Annual. All right, global control. There's no reason why that should have changed to control 1 global control. Was my find and replace? Oh, whoops. Okay. Control 1 does not need to be on here. So this is blank, right? Now let's try it. All right, 329 replacements. Ha. Okay, that's huge that that worked. That's huge. That's very good. Very good. So now look at this. All of this. Oh, hold on. Pause. We got to do it for the whole workbook. So that was just that sheet. Let's try the whole workbook here. All right, 15,000 replacements made. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Thank you, three statement model. And now this three statement model actually just got a little bit better by making sure every tab is not a single word means it's much easier to integrate into any financial model that if you're copy and pasting the logic over. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know why is this saying control 1 still? What? Hold on. Okay, I think that was just yeah. So that all works. Now I still have to update some stuff, but it's not nearly as annoying. So the naming or the the end year is C6, and I'm actually going to go start month because we're going to need to, I don't want to have to reference a different tab. So let's get this over here. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. What did I? So we need a reference for the. Oh, okay. We don't need this because we're assuming there is exit. Yeah, that's fine. We do want the start month in here though. We're assuming the exit just happened in the last month of the template for forecast. All right. So C start month, and then I guess the exit month is just already hard coded to the last month of the template. And again, you don't have to have an exit value. You can zero out the multiple, and that's fine. And actually, before I forget, well, I can do this real quick. Before I forget, I want to check something about that on the integration for the exit value. All right, let's look at really quick the franchisor license. I want to make sure if you zero out, let's say we do an NA for the exit month. Okay, that's good. I want to make sure the other comprehensive income on this terminal value works. Because I did some logic where D8 has to be 0, but let me look at the monthly P&L and see. Actually, it's going to be the income statement has it for this tax stuff. So what did I do here? I know it was somewhere, and I gotta check this real quick because it's important for going forward. Here we go. So if I equals control Z5 and terminal value D6 is greater than 0. So this, even though this is still greater than 0, I want to make sure it doesn't mess up anything. Basically, there should be no sale or no net gains, I guess, and that's all we need to make sure of. It looks like, yeah, we're good. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure this logic string is fine because it's going to go into it's going to be used going forward. And I don't want to have to change it every time, so I need to make sure it worked. All right, and the real key is, does our balance sheet match? Yeah, it looks like, okay. Okay, don't save. We're good. All right, back to the SaaS model. So right now, we got to update all these. So it's very important if you missed it. Very important. I updated the base 3-statement model so that every tab is not a single word, and that means when you copy and paste over the logic, you can do a simple find and replace a workbook name with nothing, and then you then have the proper references for this workbook, and you don't have to manually remove that, which is like super important. That's going to save so much time for me and anyone else using that template. All right, so who is that? Is this actually so C5 and 6? Oh my goodness, I think I have the right. Yeah, C5 is start, C6 is end. Is that what it is on here? Oh my goodness. Yep. Okay, that's really awesome. So I actually don't need to update any of the date formatting either, as far as this top part goes. So that's another little bit of time saved. All right, start month is easy. That's just going to be this, which is based on the start year. This is fine since the exit month is always the last month of the model. This will just always flow through to the 5th year, so no worries there. Now going forward, I will have an update, or I will have to do, because my other models are a little bit more sophisticated with the exit month, and I will have to, well, I guess it'd still work. It's just as long as the exit month is in C6. Let's go, well, it will be, well, all right, let's go to, let me just pull up like a random template that I've done. Let's pull up a newer one. Let's get this SaaS. Enterprise SaaS, where is it? I just want to check where the thing is. So exit month is C5. So I'll just want to note, I'll just probably drag that down to make sure the exit month is in C6 and start month is in C5. And then I'm actually updating all the templates so that they no longer have a start year as a date. It'll just be a year number, not like a date. So 5, okay, that's fine. Because it's always easier to update this one time than trying to update it in 15 million different formulas when you paste over. All right, so this looks good. All those are updated. The date top is updated. That's great. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, we can update. This is the start month. Man, this is going to be so much faster than the last template. Now, what is this doing? C7 now? That's the exit year. Okay. So, an exit year is going to be, let me see if I can just, if I move this down, does the reference change? I hope not. It did. Well, what I can do is make this the exit year. It's just going to be the year of this. And we can drag the rest of this down, no problem. Less debt. And I don't really want to get into this exit value stuff before we get all the formulas updated, but that's okay. We need to double check. So this exit, yeah, this includes debt repayment. Okay. So we'll actually put terminal value here. percent of annual total annualized run rate multiple less any debt repayment. Man, I'm actually very pumped to get this stuff into this template. This SaaS model, I mean, it's the first one I ever did. It's sold the most, and it really just all this stuff is really needed. So this is awesome. All right, now, okay, now this is working good. Let's just check the other ones real quick. We could do our formatting, freeze the panels, grid lines. This all looks great. Great. And to have like a three statement model integrated into, I never thought this would ever happen with this template. This is really cool. All right, we'll get the columns. So these would be like, I think 15's good for these annual. And then once I'm all done, I'll do a find and replace and look for any .xls term or any .xls text. And if it is, that'll tell me where the references are to the three statement base model. And these will be, I think 13 I like, or 12. Yeah, 12's good. Man, I'm so like that. What I just did with the cop find and replace on the entire workbook, that was such a tedious thing I had to do on the last integration. Is so annoying. So we're in real good shape after this. Because I want to get as many models updated as fast as possible. Now, I probably literally doubled my capacity, what I can do. All right, nice and neat formatting. Now look, I think I can just delete these. Yeah, I don't need these. All right, this is cool. We're I mean it's only 11:40. I guess I could get into some income statement stuff. Do I have any other references here that are this? Okay, so this needs to come from our cap table, investor share total, which is now here. Fully diluted ownership. Okay, looking good. I still stuck with our base formatting for users and subscribers and revenue assumptions. I thought this was actually a pretty good style. So I kept that. We're going to keep the cost assumptions. I added startup costs. We added the formal cap table, cap X. Oh shoot, what? Okay, so I forgot to paste that in. Oh, that's okay. Let's get that in here. This, and then again, we can just go find and replace, and look, I can take this workbook title. Oh, I already have it here. And replace all. And you can see now those references to here are all good. Man, this is great. This is awesome. We need to make this a bit wider. Whoa. We can wrap this. Wrap the text here. All right. So CapEx terminal value is in here. We'll get into this. This will update as I get the rest of it updated. Yep. Alrighty. Looking good. Looking good. Well, Well, guys, I guess let's start with the income. So for this model, we have income as, let's see, we could show recurring revenue and one-time revenue are the two types. I'm not going to break it into tier 1, 2, 3, and 4 because there's two revenue types for both those, and we'd have eight slots on the income statement, and we don't want it to be that cluttered. So number one, let's clear this out. These are now references, so no fill. This is going to be recurring revenue or subscription revenue. This is going to be one-time fee revenue, and we don't need these. And remember, all the rows we don't need, I'm clearing out, but I'm not deleting them until we are completely finished with all of the references because we don't want to lose the position of cells. So that's another important thing to note when you're trying to do this efficiently. All right, and make sure we're on the first month. So now we just simply go and reference our monthly P&L detail, which is part of the very base template that we did. So recurring revenue is this number. Let's get all the way over to January. Ending MRR consolidated. And then one-time fee revenue is this here. Also, I want to update. This has been confusing me forever. The monthly needs to go in front of the annual for this. All right, and I do for these the formal financial statements. I'm using decimals the reason why is most accounting firms and people hate when you round and you don't have decimals because then they can't reconcile. It becomes a nightmare. So, and since formal financial statements are a bit more accounting centered and they're not just like a high like I just figured it's better to have decimals. If you don't want the decimals, you can go in and just make um, format it as a number and just hit decimal place and just put 0 and you can do that. It doesn't change the actual number in Excel, but it changes what's displayed. For me and for this, I'm keeping it as 2 decimal places. Also put a note for this specifically, this model assumes the exit happens in the last month of year 5 and then seller fees we're not worried about. Now the exit multiple, so right now it's on the annual, just while I'm going here, we'll update this. So it's on the annual, it's right here. We'll just have this be a reference to the multiple on the control, global control. And then again, you could set it at 0, and then it won't. Oh, I'm going to put this as a multiple. And we'll give it a little X here. Multiple of run rate. So if I raise it up, terminal value goes up. This is no, not this. And every single template will have its own little nuances. This has a little bit more nuances than normal because, again, it was the first template I ever did. And it's had 6 or 7 updates since then, but it hasn't had a makeover like I'm doing now, and it's definitely needed. So this has a little bit more nuanced update than the other templates, which is fine. And it's actually I love this. This is really cool. I don't need this anymore. Okay, where was I? Oh, income statement. So we have our revenues, income, cost of goods sold, and we just have one, which is defined as a percentage of total revenue. And this is defined right over here. Monthly cost of goods sold. Or cost of, I don't know, why did I put cost of sales? And that also should not be red. Let's update that. Cost of goods sold. Let's put all this over to the left, justified. Oh man, I didn't adjust the text on all these to be black. Oop. Okay, there we go. And then the 5-year annual. Let's see, we updated that. That's fine. Oh, cost of goods sold. Where's? And let's justify all this to the left. Cost of goods sold. I don't know why this should be top and bottom at least border. Yeah, top and thick bottom is what I did up there. Okay. This is, let me make sure that's summing to 77 total cost of goods sold. Okay. So let's drag this over here. And not all income statements have cost of goods sold. You might have just variable expenses or just it's all operating expenses and it's not, there is no cost of goods sold. It depends. It could be zero. So gross profit, OPEX. So here on the OPEX, what I'm doing is we're going to reference these cost assumptions at a high level. So we'll say we already got cost of goods sold, uh, executive salaries, and is this a formula? No. Okay, so I want to reference that. So we got executive salaries. We've got salesman salaries, and these should be fully loaded salaries, including taxes and everything else. Customer service. And note again, I do have SaaS templates with advanced logic for like how these numbers are populated instead of just hard coding it in. But this template was focused more on quick analysis, simple inputs, and so that's why it's like that. And I don't want to change it because it sold so well, and I have had no complaints on this section um, with hard coded expenses. People apparently like it, so I'm not changing that. Customer service, marketing. And again, you can get it like again, smarthelping.com SaaS tab at the top has like I've got 12 or 13 SaaS models. Oh, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4 marketing, R&D, and G&A. Now I'm going to put the first thing general and administrative so it's clear what that is. Research and development. Now I did marketing and sales as separate items. But that's all going to go towards like the cost of customer acquisition. All right, and then we don't need any of these. And I'll clean this up when we're done with all the references. For now, I'm leaving that gap in there because I need the references to be in the same position. So it's easy to map everything over. Now, executive salaries. Let's go. Let's see how I reference this here. Expenses. Oh, nice. So I got executive, salesman, customer service, marketing, R&D, general administrative. Alrighty. Uh, G&A, R&D, marketing. Okay, good. So those are referenced. Those are already in order, so it's easy. Is that right? Are they all the same at the end? Let's see. Yep, 12, 12, 12. Okay. So we have that. Now we're going to get complicated a little bit. Oh, it's almost noon. I might be getting done here shortly. Let's try it. Let's see if we can get through. So reference interest rate. Let's see if I can get through the income statement. There's probably no way because I got to update the depreciation stuff too. But let's just see. Um, Interest. Let's see. This is why I broke this out. So we need to reference that independently. If you're using debt to finance your startup, depreciation. See, now this is cool. So this actually all is working without any reference update. F3, let me just make sure. 18. So 3 to 18 on the CapEx. Let's make sure that's, yep, 3 to 18. Pulling in these numbers. Now the balance sheet information I don't believe is, we'll have to see. I'll have to see how this is going to flow. And then, oh, all of this needs a date reference. All right, so there's updates there I'll have to do, but so for now, this is accurate as it can be. Let's go over here. So this should be just coming in the last. Let's see if I can get this terminal value. So annualized revenue, since it's hard coded, again, we're just going to go to the annual, and annualized revenue is this number. Our multiple is on the control. So this is, you don't need to enter anything here. We don't need decimals on these supplemental schedules. And then this is really the main part. It's important, which is how much of the exit value, if there is one, is applied to fixed assets versus just other comprehensive income or extraordinary income. So you actually be able to see the amount of taxes you're paying on the exit if you want to do that or show it. Or you could just zero out the tax rate, and I guess then you don't have any taxes. And you don't want to account for that. All right, so that's fine for now. 6512, is that our number? 6512. We're at 7236. So what's the difference here? Oh, this is just extraordinary income. And then this is gain or loss. So we're at 8804. Hold on. Oh, because, okay, hold on. Is it because of this? Let's zero this out. This is always tricky with the if you're trying to do some tax stuff in net gain or loss. assignment. What number is this taking? 6, 5, 12. So that's just 7.2, the 90%, and then 7.2 is our number, our total. So the question is, where's the 723? And I believe that is coming, yeah, that's coming through in net income. Yeah, so so we're at 7,216,000. Why is this off by 20,000? Always little nuances here. And then also I should be able to have, say I bought a building for 250,000 and we sell it at the exit. Let's say it's worth 400. This should come through. I swear, every time we get to this part, it's tricky. Every time. That was just 7,366,000. So this net gain or loss is important to figure out taxable income. And see if you click this, it's going to take that into account. So we take the net gain or loss into account to figure out the taxable income. We also look at extraordinary income. And the reason why you have to separate these is because the tax rates are potentially different. And then when we actually calculate the amount of net income, we're taking all of 93, which is the gain, and we've already reduced the taxes from that. Okay, so that makes sense. And then the balance sheet's going to have the actual total cash. This income statement just wants to know the gain. So this is fine. This is the gain. I'm wondering, why is this 7,366,000? How's that even possible? Net proceeds from the building is 400. Remaining. This is our number, right? 7,236. Yeah, this is our total sale. That. Well, I guess on this gain here, the 853, that's including the gain on the building as well as all of this stuff. So that's not going to match anything, and it doesn't need to. So this gain number doesn't need to match anything. All that's important is we got the extraordinary income here. We have the gain here, which we do count in the net income. And then in the cash flow statement, we will have the total, like the net income is going to come in there, and then the total cash for the whole deal is going to show the remainder. So we get to the right cash number. So that'll be fun. It'll be a different stream when we get into the balance sheet and all that. I just want to try to get the income statement right. It's so nice. So on the last model, on the franchisor, I had to go in here, and every time there was a reference to the main workbook that I pasted all the three-statement model workbook, I had to remove that, update the reference. It was such a nightmare. It was such a nightmare. Now I just have to update a couple of global references, but it's not as cumbersome. Income tax, we do need to update this. So C10, so I have C27 and 28. The base three-statement model is in 9 and 10. So 9 and 10 become in here this is 10 and 11. Oh, yes, because I inserted some rows. So that's fine. So this is what should have been 9. What did I say? 26? And then 27. And then this won't be accurate until I get the annual one done, which is fine. Right. 26 and 7. Oh no, 27 and 8. My bad. 27 and 28. So the tax here, should be, if you want to check it, this times the what is this, 25%? This is a quick sanity check so we can make sure. Let's see if we got it. So, well, that's low, and then this times it might not be. I might have to do the annual income statement first. Yeah, annual. Okay. And the annual, where are we at here? Clear this, clear this. Man, it's so nice that all these references are all updated already. I will have to add groupings to all the wider things, so that's easier to mess with. Let's put a little debt so we can see that. And the interest. So 6. Okay. So it's doing 6.5 times 0.25. Why is this? Hold on. Something's off here. And we'll figure this out before I end the stream. Um, we have extra income of 6 million. 25% of the minutes. How's our income tax? Our income taxable income is 10 million. Let's go to income statement monthly. So this, right, it's summing up 96. And this is summing up 95. So it's taking the annual divided by the active months in the year, which is here. There's always going to be 12 in every month. So what I'm seeing is it's not looking at EBITDA for some reason. Even though taxable income is right there. I mean, it's there. So why are we missing that? These little things are always like, what's going on here? So this is 96. What the crap? Oh my goodness. I didn't update. I didn't drag this over, guys. Oh my goodness. All right. Now, if we go over here to the annual, now our tax is 2.8 million, which makes sense. That should be this number times 0.25. This number times, I think 10% is what I put for that. Yep. Capital gains, assuming that never changes. It could, but it's editable if it does. And also, wait, what's this taxable income taking into account? 95 of this. Okay, so that's already doing calculating interest. We can do, if just to show, separate this out. EBITDA minus interest minus depreciation. And then that number times our 0.25. Now, does this add up? 2,818,654. Yep, and look at that's what our number says. So I just did all the different components as a sanity check to make sure, and yes, we are getting the right taxable tax amount. Awesome. So income statement's done. We have cash flow statement and balance sheet, which are more complicated, but those will be tomorrow. I mean, maybe I might finish that tomorrow. We might finish this. If I could finish this in 2 days, that would be a very good thing. Group these. And then group this too. All right, we are making progress. I'll go over the schedule of models, upcoming models that are going to get the cap table and three statement integration in a second. Here, oh wait, oop, too much, too much, too much. Let me undo that. Okay, cool. A lot of kind of tedious work today, but all necessary. And this was much smoother than that copy and paste with the tab names and all that to make that smoother is a complete life. Like that's awesome. It's a lifesaver. That's gonna be. I mean, that just saved me so much time, which is so valuable. So going forward, that'll be cool. On the list, let's go over to smarthelping.com here. I'm going by most popular templates based on volume sold. So SaaS is the one we're doing right now. Um, I did the franchiser licensing one, which is just the latest template because I was working on that as I decided I was going to do this integration. So this does have it as well, and screenshots of everything. So SaaS is what we're doing this week. Inventory not relevant. Equipment rental will be next. That's definitely relevant. That'll be a fun one. Receivable payable, that's doesn't need it. Inventory, no. Website. Yep, this website app recurring revenue was essentially the second iteration of the 5-year SaaS, but it uses a very different formatting. It's got way more granular assumptions. It's got some distribution schedules. So this was like my second attempt to try to make a more in-depth SaaS model, and so we'll be upgraded. It doesn't have a three statement though, and it doesn't have a cap table, so that'll be upgraded. But it does have more of the traditional formatting that you see in the rest of my templates going forward. Employee scheduling, no. Preferred equity, no. This is a cash flow waterfall. I'm going to rename this. Joint venture stuff. So with real estate, I don't know if I want to get into that. If I were to, the ones that would be relevant for would be the mixed use template, the self storage one, and the multifamily. Those three I feel like could have a three statement model, maybe, or it might make sense to do one. Obviously, you can make it. Real estate entities have financial statements. I mean, they have them. Um, I just don't know how valuable or not valuable it is because most people with this kind of just go down to distributable cash flow and then do a waterfall, and that's what they want to see. But yeah, maybe we'll try. That'll be a fun stream because I'll be looking up a lot of stuff while we're doing it. Probably especially for the balance sheet part. Car wash, yes, definitely we'll do that one. Multiple location inventory tracker does not need interest rate swap. No, this is the actual three statement model I'm using for all of these. The base formatting. Gantt chart, a product as a service that will definitely have it. Multifamily, we might. Freemium, that's another SaaS model. We will. Mobile app, yes. Letting a service, yes. And then there's more beyond this that just aren't in the top, whatever this is, top 20 sales. So that's the schedule. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out all these models. Again, financial models at smarthelping.com. We got bulk discounts by volume, by type, which every model is labeled as a mid-level or intermediate, upper tier, or ultra. And I also sell bulk templates deals by category. And you can scroll down to see what templates are included in each category. Okay. Well, happy Monday, everybody. And I am going to see you guys tomorrow morning. We're going to keep going on this SaaS model. I'm real happy with how it's turning out. And I think if you have bought this in the past and you want the upgraded version, just email me. I'll check it and make sure, and I'll send it to you, no charge. And then anyone going forward that wants it, I feel good about how this is flowing now. Really good. All right. See you guys tomorrow morning, 10 a.m.